What's going on, you bunch of heathens? Today we are checking out another Fat Files video. This one is called The Most American Thing Ever, Bass Pro Shops. And honestly, I was kind of wondering when this dude when he was going to make a video on them. And now it's here, and I can't be more excited. So let's jump in.
Nothing is normal. Absolutely nothing. Every time I start a video, I was like, this is a cool company. I'm sure completely normal things are happening there. Never happens, okay? Started working on a Cabela's video, found out that they're actually owned by Bass Pro Shop. Okay.
I mean, I kind of always assume that. And also, I love it how this is how his videos go. And yeah, Cabela's being owned by Bass Pro. I kind of assume that. I've seen Bass Pro Shop saying Cabela's combined before. So it isn't really that big a surprise to me, at least. You know? Those are always my favorite stores to go into.
Okay, I'm going to do a Bass Pro Shop video. And now there's Indian spiritual leaders and crystal skulls and pyramids and curses involved. And I don't even know what's going on.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Today we're talking about the most American thing that has ever happened. That time that we took the world's 7th largest pyramid and turned it into a Bass Pro Shops. Okay, and just so we're all on the same page, it is not the simple fact that America turned the world's 7th largest pyramid into a bait and tackle shop that's the most American thing ever. No, the most American thing...
I've got to visit this place, by the way. That is something I have got to do before I die. Or before it closes or whatever. I've got to visit that place.
It's a story of how it happened because it reads like a redneck Indiana Jones script and it's absolutely insane. But we're going to get to it.
Sounds like the best kind.
Sponsor.
Delete me.
Why are you dressed like that? Why do you have a Tech 9?
I'm going to the farmer's market.
Okay, that explains the outfit. Explain the Tech 9.
Muriel's getting on my turf again.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. That fit is a vibe. I like it.
You look like you're gonna go do a drive-by in a carriage. All right, here's the deal. Super simple, straightforward business model. You give them money.
It's a fucking gangster, either Mennonite or Amish. I don't know why the fuck I knew Mennonite first before Amish. How the fuck did I forget Amish?
They turn around and make sure that data brokers on the internet aren't selling your personal information. What does that even mean? Okay, here's the entire internet and every free service on the planet inside of a nutshell, okay? There's a saying, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. What that means is pretty much anything on the internet that you use, that's a service, whether that be Google, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all of it, okay? It's all an app, so one of two things is happening. They're either gonna feed you ads,
I don't actually know anyone who actually still uses Snapchat.
Free, or they're gonna collect your personal information, then turn around and sell it to data brokers on the internet, and then they're going to turn around and sell it to whoever buys it, and next thing you know, you're getting 17,000 robocalls every single day. And that's where Delete Me comes in. They will look through all the major data brokers and find the ones that are selling your personal information.
I get a bunch of emails.
Opt-out requests on your behalf, and then they are legally obligated to comply. And then they'll continue to monitor these data brokers, and if they get your information again, Delete Me will submit an opt-out request again. Basically, you're paying Delete Me to get rid of all the downsides of all of the free stuff on the internet, which I think is absolutely worth it. If you want to check them out, I'll have a link and a discount code down below. Let's get back to the video. All right, buckle up. Things are about to get weird. Alex Jones may or may not be involved. Regardless, our story begins in 1948 when Johnny Morris, the founder of Bass Pro Shops, is born.
I love weird.
He grows up as the son of a World War II veteran that after coming back home from the war opens up a liquor store. That goes well, so he opens up another liquor store soon. He's got an entire chain of regional liquor stores called Brown Derby. Why on earth did they call it that? I have no idea. So then why did I bring it up?
But it's a dope fucking name.
Like a gay bar, and I think that's funny. Moving on. So Johnny spends his childhood growing up in Springfield, Missouri. His dad owns a chain of liquor stores in the Midwest. There's absolutely no way that guy's not making a ton of money. There's literally nothing to do in the Midwest other than drink and figure 8 race, which if we're being honest is...
I'm sorry, hold up. I gotta go back and look at that. Midwest. Holy god damn. How the Oklahoma? Utah, I get. Okay, I get Utah. Oklahoma, really? God, rest of the country needs to step their shit up. The Midwest has got it going. Holy crap.
Other than drink and figure 8 race, which if we're being honest is just racing with an intersection while you're half drunk anyways.
Hell yeah.
So Johnny,
I love figure 8 races.
Good childhood because his dad is taking him on all these hunting trips. He's going bass fishing out at Lake of the Ozarks, and he ends up becoming this huge outdoors guy. He goes off to college where he, and I quote, majored in fishing.
You can do that?
Comes back home from college, doesn't really know what he wants to do, but he does know it's a humongous pain in the ass to find good fishing equipment because remember, this is like the 1970s. There is no Amazon. You can't get on the internet and buy all the fishing stuff, okay? Bass Pro Shops doesn't exist yet. You got to know a guy that knows a guy that's making lures fishing stuff, okay? Bass Pro Shops doesn't exist yet. You got to know
those presidential lures? Sorry, I'm going to go back once again. Trump and why is this a thing? That's a penis. Father's Day white elephant gift. What the fuck are some of these? And these are in a cart. See, normal, normal, not normal, definitely not normal. Sequin smooth spoons. No, these are all legit shit for his in his cart right now. Fucking hilarious.
All the fishing stuff, okay? Bass Pro Shops doesn't exist yet. You got to know a guy that knows a guy that's making lures in his basement if you want to get good fishing tackle. So John,
either that or you have to learn to yourself.
He just learned the laws of supply and demand. There's a huge demand for fishing stuff, and there's a very low supply of it. Figures he's going to fill that gap, and he's probably going to make some money doing it. So he takes out a $10,000 loan, rents a U-Haul, travels the entire United States, making connections with local bait and tackle shops, and buying up all of their inventory, and then brings it back to Springfield, Missouri, and starts Bass Pro Shops in the back of one of his dad's liquor stores. Now, remember what I said. There is no Amazon. You can't get online and...
Sorry. But that has got to be the most Bass Pro Shop thing I've ever heard. It was started in the back of a liquor store. That screams Bass Pro Shop to me. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. That sounds like Bass Pro Shop. That's awesome.
Order all your fancy bass fishing equipment. You got to know a guy that knows a guy, and pretty soon Johnny Morris becomes that guy. His phone number is getting passed around the fishing community like wildfire. The next thing he knows, he's getting phone.
He's the fucking number that who you call for a great time. A great time fishing. That's who you call.
Calls from other states all over the country, placing orders, and then he's mailing stuff to people. This goes on for about 2 years, and then after that, he realizes he has an enormous catalog of names, addresses, and phone numbers of all the big fishermen all over the United States of America. So he takes a risk. He prints out 10,000 Bass Pro Shops catalogs in 1974 and mails them to absolutely everybody with all of his products inside. This explodes into a humongous mail order business,
insane.
Which is basically the Amazon of its time. And as he continues
that's fucking smart.
Business, he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to start selling fishing boats out of my catalog too. But I'm not just going to sell the boat. I'm going to sell the boat with the motor and the trailer, all for one price, one-stop shop. You get everything. Up until this point, if you wanted to buy a fishing boat, you had to go buy the boat, then you had to go.
Homeboy is so fucking smart. For a dude who only quote-unquote majored in fishing, I fucking believe it at this point. Dude knows what he's talking about.
By the
That's
motor,
so fucking cool.
How to get a fucking trailer. It was a whole day-long event. Now you could just call up Johnny and have the boat delivered to you. It was perfect. His boats end up becoming the most popular boat in America and the most manufactured boat on the planet. Then in 1980, he realizes, like, you know what? I bet people would really appreciate a place where they could just drive their truck, pick up the boat on the trailer, be able to look at all the fishing lures, all the stuff I have for sale. I'm going to build an enormous retail place. He builds the world's first Bass Pro Shops outdoor world. It is 300,000 square feet. There's fish tanks. There's exotic animals stuffed all over the walls. It's not just a store. It's basically like a dead zoo, except the fish are alive. It's basically Willy Wonka's chocolate factory for rednecks, okay? People travel from hours and hours away to make their pilgrimage to Bass Pro Shops. Okay, I can't stress to you enough.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't do it for a pilgrimage or anything like that, but if I'm near it, I would definitely visit this. Pyramid one, though, it's definitely on the bucket list.
how big of a deal the first Bass Pro Shops was, okay? To this day, the Bass Pro Shop in Springfield, Missouri is considered the largest tourist attraction in the state of Missouri. This one singular store gets
that's
over
because
4
Missouri's
million customers a
fucking
year,
pretty
okay? That's
shitty.
like 11,000
I don't know anything
people
else
a
about
day
Missouri.
inside of this bait and tackle shop. Okay, and at this point, you're like, wow, that's a lot of people. No, that's a metric fuck ton of people going to buy fishing lures, okay?
I love that, metric fuck
Disneyland
ton.
gets 40,000 people a day. You've got 25% the business volume of Disneyland, and all you're doing is selling fishing equipment. Johnny Morris is literally the
fucking
Walt
insane.
Disney of rednecks at this point. How can we keep saying everybody that shops at Bass Pro Shops is a redneck? Don't do the whole I'm gonna get offended over literally nothing bit, okay? Nobody cares.
Thank
Okay?
you.
At the end of the day, there's only 2 types of outdoor people, okay? There's Patagonia wearing outdoor people, and there's Bass Pro Shop outdoor people, okay? You've got outdoor people that want to save the environment, you've got outdoor people that want to eat the environment, okay?
I like Patagonia though. I like them. They make good stuff. Am I wrong for that?
If you are the ones that want to eat the environment, sorry, you're a redneck. That's just how it goes.
I think we offended somebody out here.
That ain't funny as it says.
Anyways, outdoor world, outrageously successful. So when you find something that works, you keep doing it. So he opens up another one and another one.
Another one.
And then another one. And next thing you know, he's got over 200 Bass Pro Shops, outdoor worlds all over the country. So now at this point, Johnny Morris has built the business out wide, and the only place left to go is up and down. He vertically integrates the entire thing. So Johnny Morris figures, okay, well, who's upstream of me? I'm the middleman. I basically buy shit from a factory. I sell it in my store. I deliver it to the customer. Cool. I'm gonna go backwards, and I'm gonna start buying all the factories that make the shit in my stores. He buys out the boat company that makes all these boats, which to this day is still the most popular boat in America and the company that makes the most boats in the world. He buys the company that manufactures the four-wheelers that he sells in his stores. He buys up anything and everything that he can, and then he makes that the Bass Pro brand. And in doing so, his brand is now absolutely everywhere. It's on boats, it's on ATVs, it's on...
I'm pretty sure Bass Pro Shop is fucking worldwide at this point. There's a pretty good chance, even if you're not in America, you know what Bass Pro Shop is. If you're not from America, tell me, did you know what Bass Pro Shop was? Because I feel like I've seen Bass Pro Shop stuff that not in America, but I'm not positive.
Clothing, it's on dining room sets, it's on fishing equipment, it's absolutely everywhere, to the point that everybody in America knows that brand. It's one of the most recognizable brands of all time. And in doing so,
it is. It's very
kind of polarizing,
recognizable,
right? There's only 2 types of people in regards to Bass Pro Shop. There's people that like it and want to shop there, and those people are going to buy his merch and rep the company because they think it's awesome. And then there's people that want to make fun of the people that shop at Bass Pro Shop, and guess what they're going to do? They're also going to buy his merch to wear it ironically in an attempt to make fun of those people. Either way, Johnny Morris is making money off of both ends selling his merch. It's absolutely brilliant. Not only is he...
I just realized he has a fucking Terrible Terry shirt. It's fucking dope. I love that.
conquering his own market, he's figured out a way to
Also
monetize
really smart
the
to do that.
haters as well.
Hey, I'm sorry I didn't see you there. I was too busy blocking out the haters.
I love that kid was so fucking funny on Vine. I remember he actually got pretty fucking big. I wonder what he's doing now. I haven't seen it really or heard about him in a while. Hope he's doing good.
So Johnny Morris has done it. He's vertically integrated everything. Like anything to do with fishing in America, he is inescapable. Like you got to go through this guy if you want to be able to catch fish, essentially. So he's like, okay, well, I need to expand into related markets. What's related to fishing? Hunting. Most people that fish hunt, vice versa. So there's another company, almost the same exact business model and storyline to him, but it's the hunting version, and that's Cabela's. So he buys Cabela's out for $5 billion and combines the brands
Jesus.
together. After acquiring Cabela's, there's only one more company that he's actually competing with, and that's Sportsman's Warehouse. So he goes to buy them out too, and he gets like all the way to the very end. They're about to sign the contract.
Ooh, monopoly laws. Is it that? Is it a monopoly law or some bullshit like that?
And Bass Pro Shops is about to own Sportsman's Warehouse, and the government agency, the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, has to step in and stop the purchase of Sportsman's Warehouse, because if he buys it, they're going to declare it a legal monopoly. He is not allowed to buy up any more of the competition.
This is the worst.
At this point, Johnny Morris has essentially won capitalism. The government has had to come in and say, no, no, you're way too good at selling fishing lures. You're not allowed to do this because then you're literally going to be the only option in the entire country. We've got to stop you. Here's the gold star for winning capitalism. Great work. Enjoy being a billionaire. Have a nice day. So Johnny Morris was like, okay, the government stepped in, not allowed to get any bigger at doing what I'm already doing. So my only other option now is to either just call it a day and retire, or I can expand into a related market. And at that point, he realizes like, okay, I'm going to do tourism. I'm already kind of in tourism already. I have the #1 tourist destination.
That's actually really fucking smart. You could do, yeah. I'm assuming it's like fishing tours and tours just in general. Because it makes sense. I mean, you sell boats, you sell outdoor gear. That's actually insanely smart if you think about it. And it makes total sense. That's fucking dope.
Destination in Missouri, and my other stores are in the top 5 destinations in like 8 other states. So he gets more into tourism. He starts opening up Bass Pro Shop resorts, golf courses. He has
resorts?
a fucking music festival. And then one day, the Memphis Pyramid comes up for sale. I know what you're thinking. Why the fuck is there a pyramid in Memphis? Great question. Well, in the 1950s, there was this architect that wanted to make a big-ass pyramid. He actually wanted to make...
I'm not sure. Did I say this was in Vegas before? I may have or I may not have. I can't remember. I was thinking of the wrong pyramid, though. So if I did, sorry. I forgot it was in Memphis. Still want to visit it, though.
Like 3
Don't know what I'm
pyramids,
going to
but it never
Memphis
got
for,
that
but
far. He never got around to it in his life, but his son also became an architect, and in the 1980s, he resurrected the idea, got the funding, and built the 7th largest pyramid in the world on the Mississippi River in Memphis. Right out of the gate, the Memphis pyramid is extremely polarizing. You've got taxpayers that are like, I don't want you to take my tax money and build a giant fucking pyramid. No. And then there's other people that are like, fuck yeah, this is America, let's build a giant pyramid. And then you've got people coming out of left field like Alex Jones claiming that the people behind it are part of the occult and they're building a secret satanic worship temple or some shit.
These guys are admittedly into the occult. You can just look up their names. They're all over the local newspaper.
And originally, it was an event center. People were going to have basketball games there, boxing matches. Mike Tyson fought there. They were going to have concerts, all kinds of stuff. So they started building it in 1989. It finally opens up in 1991. And right before the Memphis Pyramid is about to open up, the maintenance crew goes up to the very top. And at the very top, there's a metal box welded at the top of the pyramid. And they're like, what the fuck is that? So they go, they get the project manager, they end up chipping away at this welding. They rip this box down. Inside this metal box is a smaller wooden box. So they pull that up, they open it, and there's like a of just incense and perfume and shit that comes out. And inside of the box is a fucking crystal skull inside of a velvet cloth.
I'm sorry, there's a what now? The fuck do you mean there's a crystal skull? And I swear to God, how do you not use Indiana Jones in this? First off. Second off, why the... What? How did it get there?
Don't worry, it gets weirder.
It was Indiana
somehow.
Jones. I wasn't sure.
So they track down who put the crystal skull there, and somebody finally admits to doing it, and it is the founder of the Hard Rock Cafe and the House of Blues, Isaac Tigrit, because originally there was going to be a...
The fuck do you mean it was the founder of the Hard Rock Cafe who did it?
Hard Rock Cafe inside of the pyramid. Still raises the question, why the fuck are we putting crystal skulls at the top like it's an Indiana Jones movie? Isaac Tigrit's reasoning was, I'm not making this up, I promise you, I can show you the interviews where he talks about it. When Isaac Tigrit was 27 years old, he was drunk driving his Porsche and crashed it, careening it off a 400-foot cliff. And as the car is rolling down the cliff, an Indian man appeared and held him through the crash, and he walks out of this car wreck. The car is just completely obliterated, and he walks out without so much as a scratch or a bruise.
He appeared instantly in this room. He picked me up and put me on a bed. He pulled my tongue out. I'm watching this from above.
Are you sure you weren't just high? Were you only drunk driving, or was it something else? 'Cause this doesn't sound right.
places his hand on my chest and pushes on my chest, and the spirit went right back into my body.
A couple years later, he's in a bookstore and he sees the Indian man that held him through this car crash on the back of a book and finds out that it's his Indian spiritual leader named Sai Baba. So he goes to India multiple times, ends up giving this guy millions and millions of dollars.
Oh, like actually India. Not Native American, India. The fuck?
And becomes best buddies with this Indian spiritual leader, Sai Baba. And when Sai Baba finds out that they're building a massive pyramid in Memphis and they're putting a Hard Rock Cafe on the top, Sai Baba gives Isaac this crystal skull and gives him instructions on how to mount it at the very top because it's gonna please the cosmos or put out good vibes or some shit. So that's what Isaac Tigrit does. Then fast forward, the maintenance guys find it, they take it down, they track Isaac Tigrit down, and Isaac Tigrit is like, you need to put it back up there or you're gonna disrupt the cosmos. At which point they're like, no, that's fucking weird. We're not doing that. Alex Jones is already breathing down our neck saying that we're some satanic cult.
That turned the friggin' frogs gay.
We're not mounting crystal
fucking
skulls.
famous
at the top
clip.
of the
I love
fucking
that
pyramid.
clip.
So then people find out about this. People start saying that now the pyramid is cursed, and it's starting to look like it's true because the first night it opens up for a concert, the sewage backs up and ruins the entire event. From here, it's just bad thing after bad thing after bad thing happening. One of the maintenance crew guys plummets to his death. People.
Holy shit. The crystal skull, removing the crystal skull fucking cursed the pyramid. I know it's not an ancient temple, but you don't remove a crystal skull from a pyramid, bro.
Keep falling down the staircases because the stairs are too steep because they built a concert venue inside of a fucking pyramid. The seats are uncomfy because they made them too small, trying to cram as many people into this auditorium as possible. Again, because it's a pyramid, which is not a great shape to have a concert venue to begin with. Eventually, a bunch of musicians refused to even play that venue because apparently the acoustics inside of a pyramid aren't that great. The entire venue just becomes synonymous with not having a good time. It's a huge waste of taxpayer money. Memphis is actually losing money every single month keeping this place open, and the people in Memphis start referring to it as the Tomb of Doom. So by 2007, the entire venue is just shut down. Nobody wants to go there anymore, and now there's just a big, empty, haunted pyramid on the Mississippi River in Memphis, Tennessee. Cue Johnny Morris, the guy expanding his hospitality and resort business,
my thing.
and he's like, you know what? I could put a Bass Pro Shop in that motherfucker. It'd be awesome. At face value, it's funny. Why wouldn't you go to a giant pyramid to buy a fishing lure? That's hilarious. But we're also going to call it the Redneck Mecca. Why is that funny? Well, because Mecca is the holiest place in the Muslim faith, and every single Muslim on the planet is obligated to go there at least once in their life if they're physically and financially capable of doing so. We're going to quietly insinuate that every redneck in North America has a religious obligation to make a pilgrimage to Memphis so that they can buy a fishing lure from our pyramid. Then we're going to put a 100-room resort at the bottom of it. We're going to have a bowling alley. There's going to be an indoor swamp, a shooting range. It's going to be fucking awesome. And I know what you're thinking. Why on earth would you want to put your retail business inside of a haunted pyramid? Because your customer base is rednecks. You want to know who doesn't give a shit about being haunted? Rednecks. If anything, it makes it better. You know what's more fun than being able to go to a pyramid to buy a fucking fishing lure? Being able to go to a pyramid, buy a fishing lure with the slight chance that you're going to get to shoot a ghost with a shotgun loaded with rock salt, okay?
That sounds like a fucking fun time. I ain't gonna lie. I'd go for that small chance.
Okay, these are rowdy, fearless individuals. These are who Charlie Daniels was talking about, okay? If you told a story about any other demographic on the planet that started out with they made a deal with Satan, it would be a cautionary tale where this guy loses his soul. Not rednecks. Rednecks are gonna beat that motherfucker in a fiddle contest, win a golden fiddle because they can. So the pyramid being cursed, definitely not a downside. If anything, it's an upside. The only real downside, to be honest with you, is that, well, you're creating a tourist attraction for rednecks, and if they're staying overnight, they're probably going to get drunk and rowdy and get naked and take a cannonball into the fish tank.
Man made quite a splash at a Bass Pro Shop when he swam naked. Police say he crashed his car in the parking lot, took off all of his clothes, he jumped into the water yelling cannonball.
And then of course there's the cost. Obviously,
sounds like my kind of guy.
7th largest pyramid that's on the river on prime real estate. It's going to be pretty expensive whether it's haunted or not. So Johnny Morris doesn't really know if it's going to be a good business idea. He definitely doesn't want to lose money, so he just kind of like sets it in the hands of God and lets him make the decision. He decides, you know what? I'm just going to schedule a fishing trip on the Mississippi River right near the pyramid, and I'm going to go fishing for catfish, and if I catch a really big catfish, that's going to be my sign that I'm going to buy this pyramid. And sure enough, Johnny Morris goes on this fishing trip and catches a 34-pound fucking catfish in the shadow of the pyramid. Okay,
If that ain't a sign to buy that bitch, I don't know what the fuck is.
You understand the significance of what I've just told you? This is the most American thing that's ever happened, all right? A pyramid got built in Memphis. It's the 7th largest pyramid on the planet that people now think is
It's such
haunted because some...
I love that sentence, by the way. A pyramid, 7th largest pyramid built on... That's such a great
millionaire
sentence.
that opened up the Hard Rock Cafe was drunk driving his Porsche and had a vision that he was saved by an Indian spirit guide. So he had him place a crystal skull at the top, and then it was haunted and run out of business. And then it got brought back by some dude that became a billionaire by selling fishing lures out the ass end of a liquor store in...
This sounds like an old American folktale. Or a plot to a Scooby-Doo mystery. I'm down either way.
Springfield, Missouri. So in conclusion, I guess I don't know. I don't know how I got here, to be honest with you. I guess if we could draw anything from this, pick whatever you want to do in life, even if it's something as simple as selling fishing lures, and get so outrageously good at it that you can then financially justify buying a haunted pyramid. 'Cause America, I guess.
Your devil worship fails, the hillbillies, the country boy can't survive, the John Deere hat wins. You lose, we win, your little devil palace is falling down.
Fuck, Alex Jones.
At this
Holy
point,
shit.
I'm convinced that there's no US-based company that does anything normal whatsoever. Coca-Cola's Confederate cocaine water, Waffle House is being used by FEMA to track natural disasters, and apparently Bass Pro Shop is an outdoor monopoly that's getting involved in investing in haunted pyramids.
That's such a cool fucking sentence. I love that. That's a funny fucking sentence. This was the most American thing ever. Bass Pro Shops by the Fat Files. Video is going to be linked down below. Make sure you go and support the original video. Give it a like, subscribe to him. Like and subscribe if you want to keep seeing me. And until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya.